Good morning, boys and girls. This is Monday, April 13th math lesson. We are going to be starting a unit on perimeter, and this is 13.1. So I'm going to share my screen, and if you have not yet done your daily Common Core, you can do it with us as I do it on the screen. I'm not going to give you all the answers, but I am going to give you some hints to help you with it. So here we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So our first problem says the ticket booth at the county fair sold 28 fewer tickets on Sunday than on Thursday. The booth sold 112 tickets on Thursday. How many tickets were sold on Sunday? So the first thing we want to do is identify the numbers that are in our problem. So we have 112 and we have 28. So it is telling us that they sold less on Sunday than on Thursday. So on your Daily Common Core, which you should have found in Google Classroom, there should have been a workspace over to the side. Whoopsie, hate it when it does that. Please make sure that you stack your numbers. And since they're talking about fewer, you know you need to subtract them. And I am having technical difficulties. I bet you've had a little bit of those technical difficulties in getting yourself all set up in Google Classroom. So there we go. So please subtract that. And then on your Google slide version of this, please not only show your work, show your answer, but drag the circle over to the correct answer. Okay, on our next item, it says, what number makes this number sentence true? So I'm going to use color coding like you guys like in the classroom. So we're going to make 2 green. And then I'm going to make 5 pink because I like pink. And then I'm hoping you're having a little aha moment and you're like, oh, look, there's a 4 here, but we need the same number there. Because remember, in multiplication, this is kind of a mixture of the commutative property and the associative property. And it is all straight multiplication. So since it's all straight multiplication, we're going to have all the same factors in that one. Okay, number 3. Now remember, even though it says mental math, you really probably should show some work on it. How many dimes have the same value as 6 quarters? So we are dealing with quarters and we are dealing with dimes. And we need to remember that a dime is worth 10 cents. So something times 10 is going to equal 6 quarters. And we need to remember that a quarter is worth, is worth 25 cents. So on your paper where it's asking you to show some work, this is a way, oh, not 20, there's a mess up, Control Z, 25 cents. So if you're like, I can't do 6 times 25 in my head, I bet you can do 4 times 25. And remember, that's $1. And then you would have 2 more 25s. So I want you to figure out what that grand total is. It's going to be between 100 and 200, halfway in between. And then I want you to think, what would you multiply 10 by to get the same thing on both sides? And you have to decide, is it 3, 10, 12, or 15? So I'm not going to give you much more than that one. Now, number 4 is really a kind of a challenging one, so we're going to do a bunch together on that one. In fact, let's do the whole thing together. 4 marathon runners are wearing blue, green, red, or white shirts. Their numbers are 3, 17, 24, or 32. Complete the table to find which number matches the green shirt. The runner with the least number is wearing red. So that lets me know for red, I want to find the smallest number. 32 is not my smallest number. I'm going to cross that out. On your Google slide version, I put yeses and nos. So you'll be dragging yeses or nos over. So you'd put an N in that spot. On this one, is 24 the lowest number? No. So I'm going to get rid of that guy. Is 17 the smallest number? No. So I'm going to cross that one out. Is 3 the lowest number or least number? That's a yes. So I'm going to put a Y there. And you're going to drag a Y to that spot. Now, if this spot is Y, the rest of these have to be no's. So it's easier for me to just cross it out. But I want you to drag no's to those spots. Now, if you need to pause the video right now in order to, in your Google slide, drag the pieces over, take a chance and do that. Okay, now I'm going to read my next one. I finished this guy, so I'm going to put a check mark next to him. I'm done with that. The number 17 is not wearing white. So here's 17. Well, I don't know about blue yet. I don't know about green yet, but I know it's not wearing white. So I can cross that one off. I have dealt with the number 17 not wearing white. The runner in green, okay, my green runner, so that's this row right here, is not 17. Oh, that means I can get rid of 17. Is not 32. That means I can get rid of 32. That leaves me only with this for that guy. So I'm going to put a yes here. Okay. Complete the table to find which number matches the green shirt. Well, I could stop right there, but I'm kind of curious about what are the other guys wearing. So I'm going to take a moment and finish it up, and I hope you do too. So if this one's a yes, then these have to be no. You'll notice these are all crossed out. That means my only possibility for blue is 17. Or the only possibility for 17 was blue. Now, if this guy's a yes, then these three have to be no's, which leads me to this very last spot. This is the only spot left open. So white has to be 32. So some people find these fun. When I was your age, no, I would not have found that fun. Okay. Now, number 5, what shape is a highway yield sign? Well, I think most of you are like, well, that's a triangle. Well, you need to be more specific than just triangle. I need to know what is the special name for a triangle that has 3 equal sides. And I'll give you a hint. It starts with an E. Now, you're going to write, it's going to have 2 names. You're going to have that E word, and then you're going to have triangle. And then the how do you know? That's where you need to type and explain that your triangle had 3 equal sides. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go watch the video now. Some of you may have already watched the video if you were in Miss Haddlestad's class. So if you're in Miss Haddlestad's class, you may have already been assigned the video. So if that's the case, you can just fast forward through the video. But the rest of us are going to watch the video.
How do you find perimeter? Think about this question during the lesson. Gus wants to make a playpen for his dog and put a fence around it. He made drawings of 2 different playpens. Look at the pictures of the dog playpens. How are the pictures different from each other?
So what they want you to notice on that one is that one of them is on graph paper and the other is not on graph paper. And one of them is kind of like a funky rectangle, and this guy, he's not a rectangle at all. But this guy, well, let's see, how many sides does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one has 6 sides, so that one's actually going to be a hexagon, but it doesn't look like a regular one, does it?
The first drawing is on a grid. The lengths are not labeled. The second drawing has lengths labeled. What is the perimeter of each playpen? Let's work on this together. What part of the picture shows the perimeter?
Okay, now earlier in the year in Smart Groups, we sang a silly song. You are welcome to sing it with me now. Perimeter is around, perimeter is around. Oh, oh, don't you know, perimeter is around. You add up all the sides, you add up all the sides. Oh, oh, don't you know, you add up all the sides. So we're going to be singing a few times today.
You can trace the edge of each figure with your finger. The distance around a figure is its perimeter. How do you find the perimeter of the first playpen? You can find the perimeter by counting unit segments. Count the unit segments around the whole playpen. The perimeter of this playpen is 34 feet. The drawing of the first playpen is on grid paper. What can you do to make sure you count the unit segments correctly? You can mark each unit segment as you count it. The second drawing has lengths labeled. Add the lengths of the sides to find the perimeter. Add 3 plus 9 plus 7 plus 3 plus 6. The perimeter of this drawing is 28 centimeters. The perimeter of the playpen is 28 meters. Look back at the problem. Why does Gus need to know the perimeter of each playpen? He wants to put a fence around the playpen. How can Gus use the solution to help him? He can use the distance around the pen to find how much fence to use. The distance around a figure is the perimeter. Now you know how to find the perimeter of an object.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, our focus today for our lesson is finding the perimeter of shapes. This is a slide we often skip in the classroom, but let's do it here. So this is a little review. Our last unit that we did was on geometric shapes. So some names of shapes are triangle, pentagon, quadrilateral, and trapezoid. A blank has 5 sides. Oh, I thought I had it set to zoom away, but I guess, oh, I do have it set to zoom away. So, pentagon. A blank has 3 vertices. Let's see if that one will fly away. Whoa! No, guess it's not flying away on me. Thought it would. Oh, there it goes. Triangle. A rectangle is a special blank with 4 right angles. Let's see if that one will fly away. Doink. Oh, get it. Oh, there it goes. Quadrilateral. Okay, find each product. 3 times 8 is, hello, fly away. Ooh, that one went the other way. 24. 6 times 4 is, come on, fly away. Whoop, there it goes. 24. 5 times 7 is 35. 2 times 9 is, oh, there it goes. 18. 7 times 3 is, come on, there you go. 21. 4 times 8 is, and hopefully you beat it to it, 32. 7 times 5 is, you can count by 5s on this one, 35. 4 times 4 is, ooh, he disappeared without us, 16. 9 times 8, remember you could do the hand trick on that one, put down your 8th finger. I doesn't want to, oh, there he goes, and 72. Okay, on this one, a quadrilateral with only one pair of parallel sides, and I'll give you a hint, that one starts with a T. Trapezoid. A quadrilateral with 4 right angles and all sides the same length. So some of you might be thinking rhombus. Sometimes it's a rhombus, but it's always starts with an S. Square, whoops, that keeps popping up on me. A polygon with 6 sides, and this one starts with an H. Hexagon. Okay, explain how to draw an array to show 3 times 6. So on this one, you need to be thinking 3 rows of 6, and you could draw 3 circles or 3 rows, and each row has 6 circles in it. And if I touch that one, it's just going to say something like C margin. So let's see that real quick because that's kind of funny. C margin. Okay, so our problem of the day, our vocab word is perimeter. I want you all to say perimeter. And now think perimeter is around. And if you want to sing a little song to yourself, you are welcome to. So we have this diagram at the right here. Troy made this drawing of his garden. Each square in the grid has a length of 1 foot. So what that is saying is each one of these little chunks is 1 foot. So we can count our distance around this shape. So what I'm going to finish reading the problem, and then I want you to pause the video, and I want you to figure out what the perimeter or the distance around this shape is. So let me finish reading the problem to you. Troy made this drawing of his garden. Each square in the grid has a side. Let's try that again. Each square in the grid has a side length of 1 foot. What is the distance around Troy's garden? So I want you to pause the video. You can either touch the screen and count your way around, or you can label each side and then add it up. So pause your video and do that. Okay, welcome back, boys and girls. Those of you that didn't pause it saw me numbering it while I was working on it. I can use touch counting as a strategy, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to start here with 5 because that's my biggest number. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So this particular shape has a perimeter of, I'm getting better at 8s with my finger, of 18, and we wouldn't call it foots, we would call it feet. So this garden has a perimeter or an outside measurement of 18 feet, and I could have abbreviated that with just FT. Okay, you'll notice up here, it says we need centimeter grid paper. And I know in my Google Classroom, I preloaded some centimeter grid paper into Google Classroom for you. If you want to pause the video and print that out, you can. If you don't have a way to print it, just try to be as neat as you can on your notebook paper. Okay, number 1. So on your notebook paper, I want you to put a number 1. Whoopsie, and hopefully you're having better luck than I am with your writing tool. Number 1 and number 2, find the perimeter. We'll notice that each square is 1 inch. So we will be labeling our answer in inches when we do it. Now, I could do tick marks and mark my way around, or I can label all the sides. This is a small enough shape that tick marks is a good strategy. So I'm going to model that method, and you can touch and count with me as we do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. I already labeled it inches, so I wouldn't forget. So number 1, it has a perimeter of 16 inches. Now label your paper with a number 2. This one, we're going to use the stack and add method. They have labeled all the sides. I'm going to start with my, oh, maybe not. Maybe I'll start with the 7. I think I'll start over here with 7. So I'm going to put 7 down, and hopefully your writing will be a little neater than mine. I'm going to work my way around the shape in an order so that I don't forget any numbers. 9, and hopefully you're able to use the lines on your paper a little better than me. I'm trying to write my finger on my mouse pad. 8, 8, and then 16. I want to make sure that my 6 is in my ones place. So make sure that your 6 is in your ones place and that you've lined it up nice and neat. Now, as I look, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 add-ins. I need to make sure I have 5 add-ins in my stack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, some of you like the strategy of just stack and add, and some of you like to use a find friendly numbers strategy. I'm going to go with the find friendly numbers strategy. 7 plus 9 is 16. So I'm going to put my 16 over here. 8 and 8 is 16. Ooh, look, I've got another 16 right here. So I'm going to bring that guy over. Okay, and I'm still adding. So I have 6 plus 6 plus 6. And some of you might be like, oh, that's faster to go 6 times 3. You're right. So 6 times 3 is 18. Put my 8 down and carry a 1. I'm regrouping. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer to that one is 48. Ladies and gentlemen, what have we forgotten to do? We have forgotten to label it with its unit. So we need to remember to come back over here and label it feet. Okay, so if you need to pause the video to finish getting caught up, please do that, and you get to hear Waylon's necklace jingle in the background. Okay, number 3. In the example above, that's from our video. How do you know what unit Gus used for his playpen? And you'll notice I highlighted it right there. They gave us a special thing to look at, and it's called a scale. So how do you know what unit Gus used for the playpen? On that one, I'm going to type because it's faster than writing. I looked, oopsie, at the scale. It said 1 foot. And I'm going to abbreviate that. Okay, so I know that my scale is feet because I looked at the scale. Now, or my unit is feet. Number 4, what is the perimeter of the garden shown in the diagram below? This is not very big. I can do tick marks or I can label them. I'm going to use the tick mark strategy because it's a nice small shape, but I am going to write a number 4 over here. If my pen's going to be happy. There we go. So count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Hopefully you also counted 18. And we need to look back here to see what our unit was. And our unit was foot, but I'm not going to write foots. I'm going to write feet. And I'm going to abbreviate that, feet. So nice job, ladies and gentlemen. If you need to pause the video to catch up, please do so. Okay, so now we're on the independent practice. It says find the perimeter of each polygon. Number 5, I could do the tick mark strategy, but that shape is getting pretty big, so I am not going to use that strategy. I am going to label them. So here, this top is 2. If this spot's 2, then this spot is 2. Now let's look closely here. 1, 2, 3. This spot right here is 3. And you'll notice these opposite sides are the same. So I'm going to label this guy 3. Okay, now I'm going to count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This side is 5. This side is 5. And this side is 5. Okay, I can't forget about this spot or this spot. So I need to count really carefully. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like that spot's 7. Okay, now I'm going to count this bottom spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I'm going to show you kind of a fun way to double check that one. Here's my 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm going to get rid of some stuff because I need some room to show the work. I had videotaped myself doing this lesson before and my computer ate it. So that made me kind of sad that I had to redo it. But life happens. Sometimes you get to do things twice. Okay, so for number 5, now that I've got all those sides labeled, I'm going to add them up. So I've got 2, 3, and 5. I'm going to put it in the typing mode because my handwriting is really not that great. So 2, I typed, where'd it go? 2. Okay, that's still not working. Let's try number lock. Oh, there's the 2. Enter. 3. Okay, now it's not happy with me. Let's try that again. Please be happy. Okay, don't be happy. 3. Oh, yay. 7. I'm working my way around the polygon. So I've got the 2, I've got the 3, I've got the 7, I've got the other 3. Now I need the 2. Now I need that 5, the 11, and the 5. And I am going to change this thing so that it orients that. Highlight the whole thing. Now I'll tell it to do that. Yay! Now you see how it lined up my ones place? That's what I wanted it to do. I'm going to underline that. Control, underline. Yay. And I want to put a plus sign in there. Plus sign. There we go. Now I'm going to make this all bigger because I don't know about your eyeballs, but that's too small for my eyeballs. So let's try 28. Oh, that's better. Let's go even bigger though. Let's go to 36. Oh, there, that's much better. Okay, now let's see if we can see some friendly numbers that we can group together so that it's not quite as ugly. So I've got a 2 and 3, that makes 5. I've got a 7 and 3, that makes 10. Oh, and then I think I'm just going to group these last ones together because I've got a 5 and a 5 makes 10, 11, 12, 13. So I can group those and get 13. And that's not terrible. So that's just the ones place. I did not do anything with my tens place yet. So I've got 13 plus 10 is 23 plus 5 more, 23 plus 5. Hopefully you went, oh, that's 28, Mrs. Mears. So put down your 8, and there's our 2 that we carried. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So for number 5, our unit, it's telling us is a meter. So I need to label number 5 meters. You could have done tick marks all the way around the shape, but that would have been a lot of tick marks to count, and it could have been faster, I'm not sure. But I wanted to model this way. Okay, number 6 now. And I'd like you to whisper out to your dog, your cat, your bird, your mouse, your rat, your snake, whatever your pet is in your house, or maybe the closest thing to a pet you have is a brother or sister. Tell them what shape this is. Hopefully you just told them parallelogram. If you said rhombus, it's not a rhombus because these two sides are not the same length. So we are going to stack those and add them. So we have 14, we have 11, and hopefully your handwriting is better than mine. 14 and 11. And let's see if you are quicker and neater than I am using my finger on the touchpad. So 4, 5, 4, 5. So I have 5 plus 5 is 10. Ooh, made that 0 a little big. Carry a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we need to look back up there and make sure that we're paying attention to what our unit was. Our unit was centimeters. If you need to pause the video to get caught up, please do so. I'm going to put a number 7 here while you're doing that. And I am going to activate my typing thing for that one because that's a lot of numbers for me to try to stack. Okay, so for number 7, they have labeled the perimeter of the shape, and we need to stack them and add them. So I'm going to type them if it'll work. Yay, there it goes. 4. I'm starting at the top and I'm working my way around. 4, 6, 6, 6, and 8. And I'm going to make them bigger because I want them bigger than that. Let's see if it'll make all of them bigger or if it's going to be grumpy on me. Okay, that's not working. Let's highlight them all and make them bigger. I think we went with 26 last time. No, we must have gone bigger than that. Let's go to 36. Oh, that's nice and big. Okay, and last time we had it lined up that way. We're going to do that again. That way they stay lined up nicely when I put that plus sign on there. So I want to underline them, Control underline, and I want a plus sign and a space. Okay, I notice I've got some friends of 10s. They're not neighbors, but they're close enough. So this one is a friends of 10, and this one is a friends of 10. And then I have this poor 6 and 8. They are not a friends of 10, but they are 14. So 14 plus 10 is 24, plus 10 is 34. Hopefully you just came up with the same answer that I did. And what do we need to label it, boys and girls? Hopefully you're thinking meters, Mrs. Mears. There we go. So if you need to pause the video to get caught up, please do so. I am going to erase all of this work, so pause it and catch up with it quick. Otherwise, it's going to disappear on you. Bye-bye. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to go get this stuff for number 8, 9, and 10 and bring it over. So this is where you need your grid paper. And if you don't have grid paper, you're just doing it as neat as you can. And I want you, if you don't have your grid paper, to make sure that you are labeling your sides so that you understand the concept that we're working on now. So what we are going to be doing is we are going to be drawing different shapes that have a certain perimeter. On this first one, we want a perimeter of 14 units. Now there's kind of a fun trick. If we draw a rectangle, we want to make sure that 2 of our sides add to half the perimeter. So I want you real quick to think, what is half of 14? Hopefully you were thinking 7. So I want two numbers that add to 7, and I can't use 0 and 7. That does not work. But I could use 1 and 6. So I am going to draw a 1 by 6 shape. So 1 by 6. So here's 2, 4, 6. Hopefully yours is a little neater than mine. That's not the best in the world. And I want to label my sides. So this guy is going to be 1, and this guy, we just said he was 6. So please label your sides. So as we notice, 6 plus 6 is 12, 13, 14. We're going to do another one. We're going to do a 2 by. I think I'll scoot them over just a hair. So I need to think 2 plus what is 7? Hopefully 5 just popped in your head. So we are going to do a 2 by 5. And hopefully yours is a little neater on the lines than mine is. Okay, so this side is 2. Label your sides. 5, 2, and 5. So 5 plus 5 is 10. 2 plus 2 is 4. And 5 or 10 plus 4 is 14. And that's what they wanted for number 8 was 14. So now using that same strategy, we want to come up with two shapes that have a perimeter of 8. So first thing I need to think of is I want two sides to add to 4. So I want you to think of two numbers that add to 4. Probably the easiest one is just a 2. Whoopsie, that's not very neat. A 2 by 2. So draw yourself a neater square than what I just drew and label all of its sides 2. So we notice we can count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, and that got our correct perimeter of 8 units. So now I need to think of, well, what's another way that I can add 2 numbers and come up with 4, because 4 plus 4 would be 8. Well, can I do a 3 by something? Let's see. So 3, there'd be 4. Oh, there's that magic halfway. 3 and 4. So 3 and 1 makes 4. 3 and 1 makes 4. So here we have 6, 7, 8. So again, we got our perimeter of 8. Now, when you're using your paper, and I should have said this a little while ago, don't start smack dab in the middle or you won't have enough paper left for later. So always start up in your left-hand corner and keep stuff as tight as you can, because it costs a lot of money for printer ink and you don't want to be having to print out 50 million pages because you're being wasteful. Okay, now we're aiming for a perimeter of 20. So I need to think, okay, I need 2 of my sides to add to half of 20. So what are 2 numbers that add to 10? Because 10 is half of 20. Probably the most efficient one is a 5 by 5. Let's see, did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Now I'm going to go over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5. Now, when my class did this, I had some kiddos, they had a blast. They made all sorts of funky monkey, crazy shapes. If you have lots of graph paper sitting around your house, you are welcome to go to town on this and see how many different wackadoodle shapes you can come up with that have a perimeter of 20. But the simplest one is a 5 by 5. So now I think, what's another way I can have 2 numbers that add to 10 so that when I double it, I get 20? So let's see, I think I've got room for something by 6. So there's 2, 4, 6. Now 6 plus what is 10? Ooh, 4. So let's do 4 coming down. And you could hear Waylon jingle his collar. Okay, so this was 6. And then we have 4. Whoopsie. And 4. And 6. Okay, 6 plus 4 is 10. 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. That gets us back to that perimeter we wanted. So this is where you could pause the video and be done for Monday. Now, if you're like, I'd rather just do it all on one day, you are welcome to keep watching and just have less work for Tuesday. Okay, now we're going to do our problem solving. Mr. Karras needs to find the perimeter of the playground to build a fence around it. What is the perimeter of the playground? Perimeter is around, oh, oh, don't you know, perimeter is around. You add up all the sides, you add up all the sides. Oh, oh, don't you know, you add up all the sides. Okay, now I was tricky. I pre-typed this so that I could just be like, whoop, and pull it out. But you're going to have to handwrite them, stack them, and add them. You'll notice we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. So you need to make sure when you stack them that you have 5 add-ins. I like grouping numbers, so I'm going to use that strategy. Some of you may want to just dive in. You may have a different strategy that you particularly like. So 4 plus 9 is 13. 4 plus 7 is 11. 13 plus 11 is 24. So I put down my 4 and I carried my 2. So now I'm going to start here. This is my largest number, 2. And hopefully you also came up with 5. Now let's not forget to label it with our unit. What is our unit, boys and girls? Now, since there's more than one of them, I'm going to label it with the S on the end for yards. Okay, number 12. Mike needs to find the perimeter of the pool, so he knows how many tiles to put around the edge. What is the perimeter of the pool? Perimeter is around, perimeter is around. Oh, oh, don't you know, perimeter is around. You add up all the sides, you add up all the sides. Oh, oh, don't you know, you add up all the sides. Okay, as you know, I love grouping numbers, so I'm going to group the 7 and the 8. When I add those together, hopefully you beat me to it. You've already thought of 15. Ooh, look, I got another set of them. So another 7 plus 8 should be another 15. You don't want to come up with a different answer for it because it's the same exact numbers. Now 15 plus 15. There may be a few of you like Zyler out there. I bet he just added that one lickety-splickety quick in his head. But hopefully the rest of you have now not done what I just did. I've got to go back over and grab my pen. There we go. So 5 plus 5 is 10. Don't forget to carry your 1, so that's going to change your value. 1, 2, 3. So hopefully you also came up with 30. So I'm going to put down my 0, carry my 3, because if I forget that, that's totally going to change my answer. So 3, hopefully you came up with 50. And our unit this time is feet. Please label it feet. So it's not like the last one where we put an S on the end. It's not feet. It's just plain old feet. Okay, let's go to our next page. If you need to pause to finish copying this, please do so. Remember, this is not just watch Mrs. Mears work. You need to be copying this down and doing it with us on paper. Okay, number 13. The distance around the outside of the maze is the same as the perimeter of a rectangle. The picture shows the length of the sides of the rectangle. What is the perimeter of the maze? So if you look really close up here, you'll notice there's 88 and there's 95. Whoops. So since this is a rectangle, opposite sides are equal in length. So this side is also 88. Oops, that wasn't a very good 8. Oh, that one's even worse. And this one is also 95. This guy's 95. So I cannot just magically do that in my head. There may be a few of you that can, but I am not one of those people. So I am quickly going to write my numbers: 95, 88. I like going around like this. Whoopsie, that's not what I meant to do. Stop doing that. I like to go around the shape. That way I make sure I get all my numbers. I know some of you might have wanted to group your 95s and group your 88s. Sometimes that's an okay strategy, but you can accidentally leave numbers out when you have a whole bunch of numbers if you do that strategy. So I'm not going to take that shortcut. Oh, bummer. It's being grumpy with me. Okay, no, that's a plus sign. Oh, maybe I'll just make the plus sign and move it. That ruler over there is getting in the way of my stuff. There we go. Okay, now I can group the numbers in my head though. I know 5 plus 5 is 10, and I know 8 plus 8 is 16. So I can add 10 plus 16 and get 26. So I'm going to put my 6 down and carry my 2. Now I have 9 and 8. I have 9 and 8. 9 and 8 is 17. So I'm going to put my 17s down because I can't just magically do 17 plus 17 in my head. There may be a few of our friends out in internet land that can do that, but a lot of us are like, no, don't do that to me. Now, don't forget, we still are going to have to add that 2 in there. So 17 plus 17, well, 7 plus 7 is 4. Well, 14. Carry my 1. 1, 2, 3. So the 17 and 17 from the 9 and 8, 9 and 8 was 34. I still have to add that 2 in there. So that gets me, I'm going to have to move it to 36. Oh, that's not too bad. But I'm going to slide it up because I like things just right. Oop, there we go. That makes me happy inside. Okay, so this says adjust ruler to match student book. I know some of you out there, if you're doing the paper pencil packet, you're like, I don't have a ruler at home. I don't expect you to have a ruler at home. So just follow along with us. And as I move the ruler, I want you to think, how big is this shape? So I'm going to do the side first because I've already got it lined up, sort of. So this arrow here, that represents my 0. And this is 1 inch. Since this is a rectangle, I know that opposite sides are equal in length. So if the side on here is 1 inch, then this guy has to be 1 inch. Yeah, I hate it when it does that. Be happy. Oh, there we go. I'm going to label it over here, and then I'll slide it over because that ruler is going to get in the way and mess up my writing. Okay, back to that. Now, this is kind of fun. I get to rotate my ruler. See my little green dot? So in when you're doing some stuff in Google Slides, you'll get to rotate stuff too. Alrighty, so lined it up. Here's my 0. It is about 2 inches. So if the top is 2 inches, our bottom is also 2 inches. So while I'm moving the ruler out of the way, I want you labeling it. Whoopsie. Make that the, come back, get my pen. Oh, I totally messed it up. Make that an N now. And this is 2. So the top is 2 inches, the bottom is 2 inches. And sorry that that looks like a backward 6. So 2, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully you're like, well, I figured that out long before you, Mrs. Mears. Alrighty. Number 15, communicate. Roberto has a magnet that is twice as long and wide as Janny's magnet in problem 14. Find the perimeter of Roberto's magnet. So this is not drawn to scale. I just kind of made a rectangle. So let's move that out of our way. Twice as long. I need twice 2 inches. So twice 2 inches. 2 times 2 is, yep, you got it, 4. So please make sure you've drawn a rectangle. It's not going to have to be to scale. Label, oh, whoops. Let me cross that out. You're not supposed to see that. Oh, there we go. It's like in the classroom where I try to hide stuff real quick. Okay, and then we have 4 inches down here. Oops, that was supposed to be an IN. There we go. Alrighty, so twice as long, twice as wide. So here's our width. Well, this guy's width was 1. So we want 1 times 2 is 2. And we're going to label that inches. So hopefully you also have your shape labeled. And pardon my gurgling tummy if you can hear that. Alrighty, now I'll uncover it. Oh, look, magic. Okay, we'll make it a little bigger. So I want you, I'm not going to give you this as a freebie answer. You can figure this one out. So please write the equation 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2. Come up with an answer. I am going to remind you to label it in inches, though. Please label it in inches. There we go. So make sure your answer is labeled in inches. I think that might be our last problem. And then, oh, it is. So what I want you to do right now is don't get rid of this video. Push that little button up in the corner that lets you shrink the screen and shrink it and pause it. And I want you to go back into Google Classroom and I want you to open up the digital quick check. And I'm going to read you to the digital quick check and give you some hints. So you can have the video open on one side and you can have the quick check open on the other. So I'm going to read you the quick check items. I'm not going to pick an answer. You have to solve it. This first one, I would suggest you use some scratch paper. So it wants the perimeter of the polygon below. I would stack those numbers and add them. It's going to be one of these pretty big size answers. Stack them and add them. Push pause if you need to. Okay, on this next one, there's a lot of numbers here. You could either zoom in and do touch count. I don't recommend that. Or you could stack them and add them. If you do stack them and add them, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 10 add-ins. So once you've got them stacked, count them and make sure you have 10 numbers there. Because if you have 1 too many or 1 not enough, you're not going to get the right answer when you add it up. So pause the video and do this problem. Okay, on number 3, there's not as many numbers as the last guy, so he's not quite as ugly, but we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers that you need to stack and add. If you can find friends of 10, I would recommend doing those little connectors and find some friends of 10. So pause the video, stack them and add them. Okay, number 4, we have a stop sign. A stop sign is an octagon, so that means this shape has 8 sides. If you are a smarty pants and you have already memorized your multiplication facts through 12, you could just do 12 times 8. If you're like, I don't have them memorized then please stack 12, and you need to have 8 of them stacked on top of each other, and then add them up. Okay, number 5, last one. Mr. Lee wants a rug to cover, oh, that's Mrs. Lee. Mrs. Lee wants a rug to cover her patio as shown. What is the perimeter of the rug she needs to buy? So it's kind of blurry. I'm hoping that says 8. So you want 8 plus 5 plus 8 plus 5. You can either just do some groupie. You could do 5 plus 5 and 8 plus 8, or you could stack them and add them. Don't just eeny, meeny, miny, mo, wild guess it. And I'm going to hit next and submit. And your goal is to get a better score than I get because I didn't answer anything and yet I'm hitting submit. So I am going to get a big fat 0. So you want to get a better score than I do. So ladies and gentlemen, that was fraction lesson 13.1. And we will have 13.2 posted on Wednesday for you. We hope it's going well. And remember, if you are stuck on stuff, when we Zoom, please ask Ms. Hadelstadt or myself whatever question you're stuck on, and we will go over it with you in class. So I hope you are having a wonderful day, and I have to figure out how to stop the video. So we will see you later, alligators. See you later.